One of the toughest challenges we face in corrections reform is how to keep justice-involved individuals safe in the community, either diverting them from incarceration or reincorporating them back to their neighborhoods, homes, and families when they return from prison. One of the largest resources we have to do this work in Massachusetts is the community correction centers operated by the probation department. To get a better feel for how they work, we went and visited them.
I got out of jail and came here. I had an ankle bracelet on. I was just hopeless. I had so many stipulations, I didn't think that I was ever going to succeed again. And then I started here. The first step they got me was a job. They gave me a little bit of hope.
We really look to address kind of these 8 criminogenic needs in clients. We identify them through assessments when they first come in, and then we offer resources and groups to address those.
They're assessed when they come in. We determine what they need for programming. We determine what their past history has been, criminal history has been, and then we try to attack all those issues on a daily basis here in the program.
We have job development. We have a job developer on site. We have an adult educator on site, so we work with the job portion of it as well as education. And then we have clinicians, substance abuse clinicians.
Prison, as much as they want to make you believe it's rehabilitation, it's not. There's nothing in there.
The approach we use is not to drop the hammer on these participants every day and say you're under probation supervision and you're under parole supervision and you need to act a certain way. Our goal here in the center is to provide services and to provide treatment services.
So it's just nice to have that team and that support and that people really are rooting for you. They're not looking, it's not a judge sitting up there saying, what did they do wrong this week?
What we're relaying to them is that we care. And I think they need that. Most of the times, most of the folks that are coming here that are sort of interfacing with the courts haven't had that. They haven't had people believing that they can be successful, and that's kind of the self-fulfilling prophecy. If I am that, then I'm going to be that.
I've been here twice, and I completed it the second time. But the first time is where I began to find that it had to start with me, but the program brought that out of me. The willingness to want to, be responsible.
All of our curriculum is evidence-based. We do cognitive behavioral curriculum, so it really is deeply rooted in research, empirical research, and it works.
And then as things went more, they made me believe in my brain that I could do better. They helped me think better instead of thinking like a criminal, which most of us will do using. They made me think like a normal human being again.
I relapsed after 8 months, but then I came back. I wanted to come back to this program. I begged and pleaded to come back to this program because it actually changed my life.
I actually, after being here for a while, I started caring. I wanted to do better with my life. They showed me that I can.
We also make referrals out to outside vendors and outside services so that everything they're getting here has kind of an adjunct service out in the community because eventually they're going to leave us. And we want them to build a foundation in the community that they live in.
We don't let them go until we believe we've given them the skills necessary to be successful out of the program and to get out of the criminal justice system entirely.
Generally speaking, as I said before, they're all high and very high risk. We don't have, I think we have a couple of moderate risk, but what you see is when they transition out, they've held a job, they have hopefully 60 to 90, even sometimes more days of clean time, clean and sober, and many of them have had, or a few of them, handful may have received their high school diploma, so that's all going to help drop their risk level.
Our goal is really to start changing their minds, or helping them to change their minds, because it's not going to be any good if we can force feed them and then they comply because they've been forced to comply. Our goal really is to have them change their minds.
Life is a lot better. I'm building back relationships. I'm not using drugs. I learned a way to make money without having to go take it anymore. Life is great. It's great,
We have 18 community correction centers across the state. We have capacity to add more clients. In our Worcester facility, in the last day or two, it was reported to me that they have about 30, 35 clients there. They could easily have, in that particular building, and with the staffing they have there, they could easily have double that. The harder part of this is making sure that you have the infrastructure built and that there's a statewide investment in doing that. And we already have that in place.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of making sure that, okay, are all of our places doing the individual treatment planning? Are all of our places doing CBT? Are we monitoring fidelity? Are we able to collect data?
The more they get to know about our program and see what we do, they truly, they understand it. When they come in and they see that, the class is going on and the drug testing and ultimately the change. They'll see you see the individual change before you.
3 months ago, we had 17 individuals. Last week we had upwards of 40. So we really have seen, a steep incline in referrals. So we're trying to get that message out the best that we can, and I think that we are, because we are seeing a lot of referrals from the courts.
Community correction centers are already there. It's just a question of how do we get kind of buy-in and more consistent sentences that will get people to community correction centers. Get better information to the courts, get more risk need assessments that show that these are high risk people that are in need of these services, more education about the fact that we need to address criminal thinking and not just substance use disorder with these people. More of that, and then I think, my hope is that naturally people will see what we have as an important component in that and then use it. The way the statute's structured right now, the people that come here have to be sentenced to the community correction center, so we need to get a change to the statute in order to have eligibility for people that are in pretrial status. On the merits, pretrial services is something that we need to do and do better, because we can probably get some targeted services to people in a way that's consolidated, that's evidence-based, that we can have direct oversight of, that would help to maybe keep some more people out of the criminal justice system.
This work is important. It's key, because there's people out in the street that are they're not getting anything. And without programs like OCC, they may not be long for this world, for lack of a better term. And it's sad to say that, but I think it's important that we continue to do what we do, give people services, and hopefully they grab onto it.